Hey everyone, and welcome to the Fear Review. I'm William.
And I'm Amy.
And today we're going to talk about Conjuring Last Rites, which we literally just came from the theaters from watching. We will give you a short synopsis, a spoiler-free review, and then get into some spoilers in case you want to skip that section, and then we'll let you know what we're going to do next week. So I'll kick us off with kind of a quick synopsis. So this picks up with the Warrens a little further down the line after the third movie. Their daughter's a little bit older. She's in a relationship. The Warrens have slowed down because of kind of the events of the third movie. Ed doesn't have the best health, so they're just trying to be careful. Of course, you know, a new family is kind of brought into the picture that's having some issues at home.
They're in need.
They're in need. And so after some back and forth and much deliberation, they, of course, decide to help out the family. So we'll kick it over to Amy because this is her series, and she's been looking forward to this one. So what did you think?
It was amazing. My adrenaline, I'm still high. Like, I don't know if my face is red because was so scared, or if I'm pale because I was so scared. But I fell out of it because I had my blanket and I kept having it tucked up under my neck, you know, and I would get out to get a drink of water or get a drink of my icy, and then I would be scared again, so I'd have to tuck my arms back underneath the covers. But then I got really hot, and I would try to take my arms out. And it was back under the covers, and yeah, it was really good. It was intense. They didn't let me down, because that's the way to end a series. He's just an amazing, you know, filmmaker.
Different director this time around, but obviously he has like a heavy hand in everything that goes on. James Wan, I'm assuming is who you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. So whoever directed this one, was affected. The storytelling, everything. Like, you know, like when we left, I told you I don't feel like I watched a horror movie. I mean, I feel like I watched a really, really good movie that happens to also be very scary.
Yeah, I get that. And just talking about being covered up, there was, I think, twice during the theater that you leaned over and you're like, I am so hot right now, but I can't take my cover off.
I was. Oh, yeah. And I scared the person that's sitting next to me.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first scares, I think, in the movie. One of the big ones. You screamed, and then you scared the lady.
Yeah. Well, when she sat down, she was really sweet. She came in by herself, and so when she sat down, you know, we said hi to each other. And then I told her, I was like, I'm sorry, just a heads up. I tend to scream. And she was like, oh, that's funny. She thought it was funny. But then when I screamed, she leaned over and was like, oh my, you scared me more than the jump scare did. And she had in
earplugs.
Yeah. Because she thinks movies are too loud. So then that means that I'm louder than the movie and the earplugs. So that's kind of
you're right next to her too, so.
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one will stick with you, but it's good.
I agree. I think when we left, I'd said that they've always been the central parts of the movie, like Ed and Lorraine, and they're always building on that relationship. And I think why it worked so well always was because you believed them. You believed in their relationship, and you know that you know their love and all that.
They were married for 60 years.
Yeah, and this movie, they really spend the time to flesh that out. Like you learn more about them and their family and their daughter and everything like that. And they do it really, really well. And I think this is a little over 2 hours, I think is what it was. 2 hours, maybe a little over 2 hours.
I didn't look it up, but just
the timing
The
of
time that we were there was like 2
Yeah.
hours and 5 minutes, I feel like.
but it didn't feel like it
No.
at all, and it was a welcome change, I think, to have all of that in the movie. And they, even though they spend a lot of time setting that up, I mean, there's scares like
Oh, all
throughout.
throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and of course, all the acting was really really good in it, and I think you got choked up a couple of times.
Oh, this movie made me cry. It made me scream. Like, yeah, I'm exhausted. My emotions were all over the place. I'm also sad that that's the last one. Yeah, it was like a roller coaster. This movie. I mean, at one point, again, the lady leaned over to me and looked at me and goes, "That escalated quickly." That's what she said. That escalated quickly, and I was like, "I know." So it was nice. I found a little friend in the theater. I can't believe somebody could go watch this movie by themselves. I'm such a chicken. As soon as we were on our way home, I was like, I need all the lights on and know that I will not go into any room by myself.
Yeah, immediately. Like, okay, we got to take Rosie out, but we're all going together. We're yeah.
Yeah.
Which, meeting you, she obviously didn't see the movie by herself because y'all were, chatting, but which was good.
Well, yeah. she found a friend in me.
Yeah, but it was really good. And I think it was a fitting final movie. Mm-hmm. I thought they did a really really good job. I say monsters, the ghosts in it, like we talked about, like they're way more
They're
creepy,
spooky,
in this one than the other ones.
Ooh.
Not that the other ones weren't, but like just like the makeup and stuff that they do in this
These
one's
are
really
just-
good.
I feel like I'm gonna see these people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what is your rating?
Surprise! It's a buyer.
Buyer. I would agree.
It's
I
a
would agree.
buyer.
Yeah, it's a buyer for me too. It's definitely along. It's because we talked about earlier. I think in the last podcast, like one's the best ones. They're kind of in order: 1, 2, 3. I think this one's up there with 1 for me.
Yeah.
Like
One
close.
is still, I think, my favorite. Well, I bet you if I watch this one, again, I almost have to watch movies like this that scare me that much. I almost have to watch them twice. Because the first time I'm so scared that
Like you would say,
evidently
it's
I
like
talk, or something, and I'll miss things, or I don't remember a lot of it because I think my adrenaline, it's like it's burning it off or something. I don't know. That doesn't make sense, but it's like I see it, I get scared, and then I'm like, oh, okay, it's over. And then I forget about it.
you always kind of equate it to a haunted house where you're in there and in the moment
I
it's
never
scary and
remember
all
any
that, but
haunted
then once
houses.
you're on the other side of it, you're like, wait, what was in there?
I never remember what's inside a haunted house, but I also close my eyes a lot. But yeah, so this one's definitely up there with 1. I don't know if it beats number 1 yet, or they might be tied, but
It's close. I'm with you. I don't know if it's quite number 1, but it's close.
But we rewatched all of them up to this point, just this last weekend, and we watched them all outside. And 1 still scared the heck out of me. Like, 2 was still pretty darn scary also. And 3 got me way more this time. I liked it more watching it this time around than I did the first 2 times I saw it. And then this one, they knocked it out of the park. Like, they did it. And I just love them. I love those actors. Both of them. And I feel like they're just... They play that couple so well. They're so believable. And I always love to see a movie with a couple, especially if it's a real life couple where, they've been together for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, we just saw, we were watching some interviews leading up to this, and there was one of them in particular that after it, I had said, I think you can really tell that they got close over like making all of these movies, just the way they interacted and stuff
actors,
like that.
yeah.
The actors, and I think that comes across in the movie too, because it feels like there's some like genuine love there in real life. So I think it kind of comes over into the movie.
And you would expect that to happen when you've worked with somebody so closely so many times that you become really good friends. I would think.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the way they are in like real life, that they're really good friends.
I would be really surprised if it came out. I was like, oh, they hated each other.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's not the case.
Don't ruin my
Yeah.
don't ruin my happiness
Yeah.
about them being friends.
So we'll move into the spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything about the movie going into it, you can skip the section. So we're going to talk about some things. It starts out with a flashback of, I think it was their first ever. Was it their? I think it was their first, or one of their first
Yeah.
investigations.
Yeah, investigations. And they were, young. She was pregnant with their daughter, and they go to like an antique store. It looked like an antique store.
Yeah, and then they see this mirror, and she kind of goes down there and she touches it and sees a vision that like really scares her, and then she goes into labor. And so they run her to the hospital, and there's a moment where the daughter like was stillborn, and you see some kind of entity in the room. But obviously the daughter lives, and
that got me. I was bawling.
yeah, that was one of the times you were bawling. Yeah. And so then it really starts telling the story of them and like giving a little bit more details on their life and her growing up, and
it kind of seems like this demon was waiting, kind of following them around, or kind of at least waiting. I'll say, just to be discovered again.
Yeah, something was going like attached or wanting her for
the daughter.
Whatever reason, the daughter. And so we kind of get to the kind of future where the daughter's in a relationship, and they that brings in her boyfriend, and that's when this family in Pennsylvania, I think is what it was, is having issues, and the church tries to get them involved, but with, like we said, with Ed's,
he had already had two heart attacks.
Already had 2 heart attacks, and they were kind of just on a lecturing kind of tour now, because and you can tell that Ed's kind of fighting the getting old part of it, and his health issues. He's like, he wants to be back in it, but his health isn't letting him, right? Like, so they're playing on a lot of those types of like dynamics and stuff like that, which I think just really serve the story and really helped flesh that out so much, so that when you get to the end, like I said, there's just more weight to it. And but then obviously they, some things happen, and they decide to help the family, because that's when the entity starts kind of like pulling the daughter over there, right? So she ends up being in Pennsylvania. They go to find her, and that's how they kind of get involved, and they realize something's been good. Something different this is different. Something's going on, and the daughter's realizing there's a reason she's there. So, a little bit of context.
Yeah, because lots of stuff is happening to that family before the Warrens ever even get involved, and we see that too.
Yeah, there's 8 people living in a house, and all of them, and of course, a classic scenario of, they can't go anywhere. They don't have the money to leave. They don't have the money to do anything other than just have to deal with it. And they're trying to get help. And that's when, the Warrens get involved. The first scare that got you
I don't
was, and this is kind of when, so the family has been having it like issues and kind of being attacked. But obviously the dad, I don't guess, had seen much of it, because they're kind of calling him out, like, do you believe us or not? And then this was the scene where it kind of finally gets him, or goes after him. And he comes in, I think, late at night, and goes to get in bed, and just turns and looks, and there's like an evil woman at the end of the bed, like looking through the bedposts, and Amy screams.
That wasn't the first time I screamed.
I thought that was the first time you screamed.
No, because that's pretty. I mean, that's like halfway through the movie.
Oh, I didn't think it was that.
I think
that because they hadn't even called the news stations or anything yet. So that happens, and then he starts levitating, and then
because before that, the daughter is throwing up glass.
Yeah, but you didn't scream at that.
And didn't the other daughter get? Oh, the other daughter's getting attacked by the monster with the axe at the same time. that the dad is levitating and not being able to breathe. I'm pretty sure I screamed whenever it was the flashback when Lorraine and them were down. Which I love the person who they got to play the young Ed Warren.
Yeah, he did look a lot like
He looked a lot like
Patrick Wilson.
Yes, a lot like him.
Yeah,
Like same bone structure and stuff on his face.
I think the girl that played young Lorraine looked a little bit like Vera, but
she played
voice,
her well.
Like her voice and like mannerisms.
Yeah,
and stuff,
the way
did a
she
really good
moved
job.
around, but her face didn't look as much like Lorraine as
the guy did,
as Ed did. But
yeah,
just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, no, just scares after scares, and
so that was a really effective. That was a really cool scene, and I don't feel like they've had anything kind of like this in one of the other movies. But one of the big things, like what kind of kicks things off is they get the grandparents give the daughter a mirror, this big
the granddaughter a mirror, and it's
not
the
just
mirror
a mirror,
that Lorraine saw and touched. And
had her
the
vision
flashback.
and,
like this mirror is evil,
tracking these people down.
It's got three like little angels on top, where it's like carved into the wood. And I'm sorry, that stuff always creeps me out because it's always used in horror movies.
So what with the mirror though? The kids. That's when things start happening in the house. Is when they get the mirror.
As soon as they unwrapped the mirror.
As soon as they unwrap the mirror, but then when it like really like kicks off is like when the girls don't like it. They feel like there's something wrong with it, and that's
when I screamed. The dang light falls from the ceiling and crashes on everybody. That scared the heck out of me.
That's what it was.
I knew it was early on.
That was the first thing that happens in the house, I think, actually. Now that you say that. They try to they realize or they think that something is wrong with the mirror, and so they take it and throw it away, and then the trash people break it, and a girl starts choking, one of the
ones that took it out,
and just starts throwing up blood everywhere, and like starts throwing up like glass, like mirror chunks and stuff like that, and just blood's going everywhere. I don't feel like there was like as intense of a scene as in
no, that's the one where the lady turned and went, that escalated quickly.
That's what it was. Yeah. So that was a really, really cool scene.
That's when I think I started having palpitations. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna have a heart attack watching this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, main spoiler: the dog is okay. There's a dog in this one too. And, of course, the dog knows the mirror's evil as soon as the darn thing comes in the house. And you think, please, not again. You got me in the first Conjuring. You killed that poor little dog. This dog's fine.
And it wouldn't be a good, because we've had a run of dogs being killed in movies here recently.
Yeah, we have.
And so this is, yeah. And I think once we saw it like get up and like run off, you're like, everyone's like, you just see, they showed that he's okay.
They showed him multiple times after he got, seems like he might have gotten a little hurt. They show him multiple times walking and happy and with the family, and he's all good.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. I mean, the daughter, she's possessed.
And I thought, so she gets possessed, and I thought, like, she was really creepy.
She was.
Like the makeup they had on her, like her eyes and stuff, she did a really good job.
And the voices that they used. There's a doll. Well, I had a doll that I got one year for Christmas, and it didn't crawl, but it would talk. And, my parents turned it on, whatever. It talked. Well, then it was in my room, and it was talking. And I was like, hey, it's still talking. So my dad removed the batteries. Darn thing still talked. Not a question about it. My dad got that thing and took it out of the house that night. And it never came back in the house. And I think I don't know if they returned it. They probably returned it. Probably. Because, they'd have kept that box for at least a day. But no, I played with that doll for one day.
That doll ended up in the hands of Charles Lee Ray. We all know what happened then. That's Chucky.
I was confused for a minute, to be honest. I don't know that as well. I was like, it was a woman that held the doll in this movie. See,
Yeah.
that got me too. The doll, and then it's moving, and in the previews you see that, but I don't think in the previews it shows you who's holding the doll and making the doll move.
It's they do, but it's real quick in the trailer.
Well, it's not quick enough in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, I guess final thoughts.
yeah, go see it. Go see it in the theater. It's worth watching on the big screen with the loud noises, with other people that you can, if you're not a screamer and you can laugh at other, enjoy their laughing, or it might make it scarier. Like if you're sitting with somebody like me that screams that evidently loud enough to scare other people.
That will scare you, even if the movie doesn't.
Yeah. And then it's a buyer. Because like you said, if it didn't get me in the theater, it's not waiting for the well, back in the day, it was
the DVD release.
It was Insidious. And that one was so scary that I was like, we're not buying that movie when it comes out. I don't want that in our home. And you said, it didn't come and get us after we watched it in the theater. It's not waiting for the DVD release.
Was that Insidious or The Ring?
No, it was Insidious.
It was Insidious. Okay, I knew it was one of those two. One of those two. I couldn't remember.
No, it was Insidious. Back when we would buy DVDs.
Yeah.
And so I was like, good point. But I wouldn't watch that for the longest time with you. That's James Wan also, right?
Yep.
Those are also amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I went off. Sorry. So you go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Buyer. Go watch it. Absolutely, go see it in the theater. I think it's one of those movies that's even better in the theater too, like with the sound and and just even being with other people, like you said, like seeing it and people getting scared, and like it's kind of an experience. I think it's definitely worth seeing it. In the theater.
I think we should go watch it again.
Yeah, I can go see it again. Well, then we can talk about next week. I know.
I don't even know what you've got planned for me next week.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but it's been a while. So this is another one that I'm hoping is going to be in a theater close to us. Traumatika. I showed you the trailer for it, and that one you were like, "Oh my god!" It's been a while since I watched the trailer, but it looks intense.
Like, can you give me anything about it? Like, ring a bell? Does it seem demon? Does it seem ghost?
Like a
is there
demon
churches?
kind of.
Like, are they in a church? I'm trying to think of the trailer. I got you choked up.
I was like, the way you're doing that is like, are you just like grasping at straws? They're demons, ghosts, or they're churches. Is there any fried chicken in the movie?
I feel like we're playing like Heads Up or whatever, or charades.
No, it's like
Not
there's
charades.
Part of the trailer looks like it's from the point of view of someone like that's like hiding, and like maybe a little kid, and yeah, I can't. I just can't remember.
I don't think
you'll remember it when I show it to you, because you're like, oh my god.
Is it one of the ones that I said I'm not watching that one?
Those words may have been said.
Dang it.
But
maybe it won't be playing anywhere near us.
Maybe. Then we'll finally have that elusive Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah. Hey, wait. It's next weekend?
Yep.
That's the start of my vacation.
That's perfect then.
I'm going to start off my vacation with
Traumatika.
So it's going to be Traumatika for me.
Yes. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Please tune in next week when we review Traumatika.
Or not.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.